Kashmir Williams now faces an attempted homicide charge in connection to Monday's shooting in Erb Park. It injured one person and prompted an hours-long shelter-in-place order from Appleton Police. Holly Brantley joining us live from Appleton, where that teen just made his initial court appearance in Outagamie County Court. Holly.
Right, it wasn't your typical court hearing today. The court commissioner deciding that the media would not be allowed to photograph Williams. He also did not speak. Now, the criminal complaint says surveillance video from Erb Park showed Williams approaching the victim from behind, pulling a semi-automatic pistol and then shooting at the victim. The criminal complaint also says at least 6 shots were fired. A police officer reporting the victim had been hit in the arm and abdomen. Now in court today, the judge agreeing to $750,000 cash bond for Williams. The state citing a long list of reasons, including past offenses, photos on social media with weapons, and fear Williams may be a flight risk.
This incident occurred in the daylight at about 4:30 in the afternoon at Erb Park, which is a heavily populated park in Appleton. This pool is right there. There were many children and families who were at the pool who had to seek shelter and who were impacted.
The victim has not been identified. They survived and were hospitalized. As for Williams, his next court date is Monday. Live in Appleton, Holly Brantley, Action 2 News.